Good afternoon. It is pretty cloudy out there for most of us right now. It is very mild, but broadly speaking, it is quiet. It is not going to stay that way. There is some more turbulent weather on the way for some of us over the next 24 hours. In fact, our first named storm of the season, which is going to bring some very strong winds through tonight and tomorrow morning across parts of Scotland, the tops of the Pennines and parts of northeast England. Some travel disruption does look quite likely.
Hello there, good afternoon to you. Temperatures remaining above average for this time of the year, so it will be feeling mild once again today. But I think we are going to hold on to quite a bit of cloud through the course of this afternoon.
Hi there, good evening. Rather grey day today, a little bit of a damp start too, and more cloud to come. Over the next few days, we've got all these low pressures heading across northern parts of the UK, guided by the jet stream. The jet stream's actually quite far north, which is nice for us because it keeps us on the mild side of it. So temperatures remaining a few degrees up on where we'd expect at this time of year.
It is going to be getting windy for all of us overnight, and we start with the warning of strongest winds across northern areas by tomorrow morning. Scotland, the Pennines and northern England could have some very windy conditions with some disruption likely.
I told you I was going to get Jessica Hennick to take a selfie. Managed to get it. I think that's pretty good. That shows somebody who's good at their craft. But now let's get the weather forecast. Darren.
You never asked me for a selfie, ever. I know where I stand. As far away from you as possible by the looks of things. What have we had today? We've had a lot of cloud across the southeast in the London area today. There's even been a little bit of drizzle. There's a few umbrellas out when I came in this afternoon to work. As we head into tomorrow, it's a similar sort of day, probably a stronger breeze tomorrow, but it's still going to be mild out there. And again, there's going to be a lot of cloud. It may well be dry, mind you.
Now, the first named storm of the year is about to hit the UK. Alex almost said feather forecast earlier on, but work with me here. What's the storm called?
So it's Storm Otto, and yesterday evening I was actually saying that we haven't had a named storm so far. Now, it's not been named by the Met Office here in the UK. It's the Danish Met Office that have named Otto because they are expecting some impacts, and we could see some impacts here as well. And that's why the Met Office have actually issued a couple of wind warnings. But let's take a look at the track of Otto. It's this deep area of low pressure which is moving in, and this is the situation of it as we head through to the small hours of Friday. So situated across the northern half of the UK, Scotland will get the brunt of it, and as we run the sequence further, you can see eventually it does move into Scandinavia, where it could well cause some problems. But as I mentioned, we do have weather warnings in place across the north of the UK, and we can take a look at these right now. So across Scotland and the northeast of England, we could see gusts of between 55 to 65 miles per hour, but we can't rule out it touching maybe 80 out towards exposed coast and up over the tops of the hills. That would be strong enough to cause some disruption. Hopefully it should move on fairly quickly, and once it does so, it will start to brighten up across parts of Scotland. And well, we've been treated to a fair amount of brightness over the last few days. It's got us thinking about spring. Take a look at this footage from the Woodland Trust. These are hawthorn trees springing back into life. The snowdrops are out as well, as we know, and it's not far until we see the daffodils. So hopefully we'll see more of this weather as we head through the next few days. But before we do, we've got this storm to get through. Well, today it certainly has been on the grey side. As we head through the next few days, it stays pretty changeable, certainly quite windy across the north, which is why we do have those wind warnings in place, but a breezy old day for southern parts of the UK tomorrow as well, and all round generally staying on the mild side with temperatures above average for the time of year. So yeah, a windy night to come across the north. Hopefully we shouldn't see too much disruption, but if we do, of course, we'll have it here on the show tomorrow.
OK, thank you, Alex, for that.